Hello guys, welcome to another session. So today we are going to discuss the increasingly tense relationship between the United States and Canada. See, as Donald Trump gears up to take office as the 47th President of United States in Jan 2025, he has already stirred controversy by targeting Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. From calling him the Governor of Canada to suggesting that Canada should merge with the US as the 51st state, Trump's comments have sparked debates across the world. So let's try to understand this and let's try to break it down the potential implications for US Canada relation. Okay, let's start with the controversial remarks. See, Donald Trump's remark about Canada being a part of the United States started as what many considered as a joke. But over a period of time, he has repeated these comments, including, calling Justin Trudeau the governor of the great state of Canada. So this shift from humor to what appears to be deliberate ridicule has raised eyebrows. Now, Trump's repeated statements indicate his intent to challenge the current dynamics of US-Canada relation. Adding to this tension, Trump has also proposed a 25% tariff on Canadian imports, which could severely impact Canada's economy. With over 77% of Canada's exports directed to the US, the Canadian economy is heavily reliant on its, neighbor, US. So, if there is a tariff hike, it could cause significant economic losses for Canada that will amplify the existing strain in the bilateral relation. See, this dependence is historic. In fact, Canada's geographical proximity and the economic interdependence with the US leave it in a very vulnerable position. You see, as Trump clearly pointed out, Canada earns billions of dollars annually through, trade with the US. And he argues that this dependence justifies his claim that Canada should become part of the United States. See, this might sound far-fetched, but it underscores the leverage Trump holds in these negotiations, right? So let's also look at Trump's stand on, NATO and the defense spending. Trump's policies, if you see, that extend beyond trade. He has reiterated his stance on NATO, criticizing member nations, including Canada, for not meeting that 2% GDP defense spending requirement, right? Canada's comparatively lower military spending has long been a point of contention here. To appease Trump, Canada has pledged to increase its defense budget, but this comes at the cost of potentially reducing the investments in infrastructure and public welfare. Okay, now what is interesting is, Trudeau has been often criticized by other world leaders, but he has remained largely silent on, Trump's comments. And his silence highlight the delicate position that Canada finds itself in at this point of time, as any escalation could lead to further economic repercussions. Now, Trump's remarks have positioned Canada as a subordinate to US interest, and that is creating a power dynamic, making it difficult for Trudeau to counter publicly. So let's look at the geopolitical challenges for Canada. If you see, or unlike any European nations, if you take, Canada lacks that geopolitical flexibility to move towards other major powers like Russia or China. Its reliance on the US for trade and security leaves it with very limited options, and this dependence put Canada at a significant disadvantage in dealing with Trump's assertive policies, and that makes it difficult to negotiate the terms that are favorable to Canada. So now, what is a bigger picture? What this means for US-Canada relation? Guys, Trump's comments and policies signal a new chapter in the US-Canada relation. By openly mocking Trudeau and imposing economic pressures, Trump seems, intent on redefining the relationship between US and Canada. So this shift could test the resilience of Canada's leadership and its ability to navigate these challenges without compromising its sovereignty or economic stability. So, in conclusion, what I want to tell you is that the relationship between US and Canada is entering a very volatile phase. Trump's remarks and policies through controversial, highlight the imbalanced power dynamics between the two nations. The coming months, if you see, it will reveal whether Canada can withstand these pressures or if it will need to make significant concessions and compromises. So that's about this session. Thank you so much for joining the session. And in case if you're looking for any mentorship for civil services, get in touch with us. Check the details in the description, which is given to you. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video.